So why are we gathered here, stomping over the incredibly fragile grass of the senior quad of Shady Side Academy? Well, I know that there are those among us who have thought a lot about that and worked hard to be here. But for me, when I found myself in the foldable chairs farthest from the stage 3 years ago, I was here because my parents told me to be. My dad went to Shady Side way back when. He graduated with the class of '82. He and my mom have sent their children here. They went so far as to move us into the house next door. I've often asked him why. Why would he choose to foot the bill for a private school education, and this private school education, when there are so many other good options available to us? Last time I checked, the Fox-Chapel Public School District does not seem to be crumbling. The answers I've received have varied. He reminisces about the incredible teachers he had here, some of whom would go on to teach his children 3 decades later. The classes are small and personalized. Shady Side is beautiful and rigorous and fun, and all the other descriptors I'm sure you've all read on the admissions website. But the answer that's always stuck with me is this. In a lot of schools, you have to choose whether you want to be smart or to be cool. At Shady Side, you don't have to choose. You can be both. My answer has always been along the lines of, okay, Dad, sure. Recognizing that your parents are smart is one thing, but hearing them seemingly self-identify as cool is a little more cringy. Though, for the record, my mom has read this speech and would like me to clarify that she has, quote, never self-identified as cool ever. However, in fairness to my dad, for every high school friend of his that I run into that calls him Smarty Marty, there are 2 or 3 that call him Party Marty. So take from that what you will. Shady Side is the only high school I've ever known, so I take this observation of my dad for granted. Of course it's possible to go through high school with more than one defining characteristic, right? Well, as I've said, I don't know what it's like at other high schools. I can only guess based on what I've learned from the most iconic movie of my lifetime. Well, in preparation for this speech, and in an attempt to avoid the impending crushing reality of senior year, I have revisited 2006's High School Musical. Which horrifyingly came out when some of the freshmen were like 4 years old. So freshmen, if you take nothing else away from this speech, if you have not seen High School Musical, oh my God, watch it. Anyways, in retrospect, the basic premise of the movie was that our high school was so rattled by people wanting to leave their respective lunch tables that an entire cafeteria just lost it in a coordinated musical fit. The finale of the movie was that the characters had to literally orchestrate a gas bombing of their school to evacuate a densely populated basketball game, just so that the jock and the nerd could audition for a musical. Now, though I lead a sheltered life, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that this is not a literal depiction of most high schools. But I know for a fact that this is nothing like Shady Side. Nothing and no one is holding you back from doing and being more than one thing. You don't have to just be smart. You don't have to just be cool. You don't have to just be an athlete or a nerd or a musician or an artist or just any one thing. What you should be is many things. The students at Shady Side are what might be described as a bundle of contradictions. As you can all see by the virtue of my presence on this grass, I am the right combination of ambitious, delusional, and self-absorbed to have gotten into high school politics. I spend all my time in bed. I am the least effective member of the girls' ultimate frisbee team. I know a varsity basketball player who spends his free time reading 20th century British plays. Most of the senior girls who you're going to see walking around school and on social media looking impossibly glamorous spend more time studying than can be humanly possible. The theater kids are the wildest in the school. And this refusal to conform to the stereotypes of high school does not stop with the students. The recently retired heart of the English department, Mr. Hendershot, one of the most respected teachers in the school, once wandered into my classroom from the hall, hijacked my class, all because he heard someone mention his favorite TV show, The Bachelor. This is Shady Side. We come here for the privilege of being able to be exactly who we are, without having to conform to tired high school tropes that would confine us to being one thing. If you care about something, and as an aside, I'm going to beg all of you to please care about something, pursue it. You don't need to worry about how it will look or what people will think. That's why you're here. Then find something else you care about and pursue that, and do that over and over and over again. You may never again find yourself in a place where you have the time, the ability, and the support to explore all the facets of yourself the way you do here. So I'm going to leave all of you, new and old and older, with the words of John Green, a man who freshmen might know as an author, and upperclassmen know as the patron saint of YouTube videos that saved them from failing history. He describes the reason he writes novels and teaches history as this: he wants to encourage young people to imagine others complexly. In order for all that I have discussed in my speech to be true, I need all of you to do just that. Be kind. Don't put your friends in metaphorical boxes. Don't put them in literal boxes either. Understand that there are parts of everyone that are beyond your understanding. But also, today I'm going to ask all of you to imagine yourselves complexly as well. You are capable of more than you can possibly imagine. Thank you. Let's have a great year.